True connection doesn't fade. The first time Amar saw Meena, the city was breathing softly after rain. The streetlights of old Jaipur glowed like warm lanterns, and the scent of wet earth mixed with jasmine from a nearby temple. Meena stood at the edge of the crowded bus stop, holding a notebook close to her chest, her eyes quietly observing the world. She was gentle by nature, thoughtful, the kind of girl who listened more than she spoke. Words lived deeply inside her, and she often wrote poems she never showed anyone, afraid the world might not understand her heart. Amar arrived at the same bus stop every evening after finishing his shift at a small photography studio. He carried confidence in his walk, but behind his smile was a life shaped by struggle. He was ambitious, curious, and endlessly hopeful, believing that one day his photographs would tell stories that mattered. His camera was his escape, his way of freezing moments that life often rushed past. Their paths crossed by chance when the bus was delayed. Meena dropped her notebook in the rush, and loose pages scattered across the wet road. Amar rushed forward without thinking, shielding the pages from puddles and helping her collect them. When he handed the notebook back, their eyes met for just a second, but something unspoken passed between them. Meena smiled shyly, thanking him, while Amar joked lightly about how rain always tried to steal good stories. That small moment stayed with both of them long after the bus finally arrived. Days turned into weeks, and they began to notice each other more often. Sometimes Amar would pretend to adjust his camera just to steal a glance at Meena. Sometimes Meena would sit a little closer than before, pretending to read while secretly listening to Amar talk about his dreams. Slowly, their conversations grew, about favorite songs, childhood memories, and fears they had never shared with anyone else. One evening, Amar asked Meena if he could take her photograph. Nervous but curious, she agreed. They walked to the old Nahargarh fort, overlooking the glowing city below. As the sun dipped behind the hills, Amar captured Meena laughing freely for the first time in front of a camera. In that moment, Meena realized she felt seen, not just photographed, but understood. Amar realized something too, that her smile was the kind he wanted to protect forever. Life, however, tested their bond. Amar was offered an opportunity to assist a renowned photographer in Mumbai, a chance that could change his future. Meena, on the other hand, had just been selected for a teaching program in Jaipur, something she had worked hard for. The night Amar told her about the offer, they sat silently by a quiet lake. The city lights reflected on the water, trembling like their hearts. Meena encouraged him to go, even though her voice shook. Amar promised he would return, no matter how long it took. Distance made the days heavier. Calls were missed, messages became shorter, and loneliness crept in. Distance made the days heavier. Meena often visited the bus stop where they first met, reading his old texts and wondering if love was meant to survive such tests. Amar, miles away, struggled too, working late nights, missing home, missing her voice, missing the calm she brought to his restless soul. One day, Meena uploaded a poem she had written about waiting, courage, and love. It unexpectedly went viral. Amar saw it late at night, and as he read her words, tears filled his eyes. He realized that while he was chasing dreams, he had almost forgotten the person who inspired them. Without hesitation, Amar booked a ticket back. On a warm evening, the same bus stop stood quietly as Meena waited, unsure why her heart felt restless. Suddenly, she heard a familiar voice calling her name. Amar stood there, breathless, holding his camera and smiling the same way he always had. This time, Mina didn't hesitate. She ran toward him, and in that embrace, every distance disappeared. They learned that love isn't just about staying together, it's about growing, supporting, and choosing each other, even when life pulls you apart. Mina continued teaching, inspiring young minds with kindness. Amar built his career, capturing stories of hope and resilience, often starting with her smile. Their love became a quiet reminder that true connection doesn't fade with time or distance. It deepens, strengthens, and waits patiently for the right moment to bloom again. And sometimes, the most beautiful love stories don't begin with promises, but with understanding, courage, and the decision to return.
If you enjoy listening to interesting English stories, subscribe to the channel right now. Tap the subscribe button, like this video, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a new story.